Welcome to the From Death to Life podcast. This is Carrie. I'm here with
Mario.
Mario. And we are back for part 2.
Episode 11.
Episode 11 on Do I Have a Purpose? And if so, what is my purpose? And I love this topic. We have more to say, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit more about our purpose. And I believe that we all share the same purpose in life. We all have different gifts. We choose different paths to use those gifts, but we all share the same purpose. And that purpose is to love God and to love the person in front of us. And we talked last episode about what love is, and I think it's important to define it. Do you remember how we defined it, Mario?
It's a selfless, sacrificial.
Yeah, it's doing what is truly best for someone else without regard for myself. And so I want to unpack that a little bit today, because I do believe that is all of our purposes in life. And we can have different vocations, but we can all fulfill our purpose within that vocation. And it comes down to why you're doing what you do, not what you're doing, but why you're doing it. And love will always answer that question. Love always asks why. It doesn't ask what. And so I want to talk about what love is.
Hit it.
Okay, so this is from 1 Corinthians 13.
Is it the wedding verse?
Everybody's like, oh, I hear that at weddings. So it's familiar, but it's so important. Regarding this topic of purpose, I just love it. So I'm going to read it. So you might, like I said, you might be like, what is my purpose even? Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I hate my life. I don't want to be here. I don't have a purpose. And you might look out and say, that person, whoever, you're comparing yourself to, whoever is whatever. And that's why I love the beginning of this verse, because you can put whatever, I don't know, Mar, what would you say is like, if you're comparing, like, that guy is, I don't know, like, what do people, like, that guy's a doctor, or that guy's a professional athlete, or that guy, who else has a great, like, is a pastor, or whatever, whoever you think is fulfilling a great purpose.
Right.
In 1 Corinthians 13, the title is Love, the Motivation of Our Lives. Oh, so true. It says, if I were to speak with eloquence in earth's many languages and in the heavenly tongues of angels. Okay, so let's just say I was a, excellent speaker or whatever, whoever you think is like a motivational speaker. Yet I didn't express myself with love. My words would be reduced to the hollow sound of nothing more than a clanging cymbal.
Or gong. Yeah.
So it's like, oh, you're a speaker, but you're not doing it from a place of love for the sake of other people. You're like a clanging cymbal.
You're just making noise.
Like, turn it off, like a horrible sound. I think
Right.
God just being like, quiet. And if I were to have the gift of prophecy with a profound understanding of God's hidden secrets, and if I possessed unending supernatural knowledge, and if I had the greatest gift of faith that could move mountains, but I have never learned to love, then I am nothing.
Nada.
And if I were to be so generous as to give away everything I own to feed the poor, and to offer my body to be burned as a martyr, without the pure motive of love, I would gain nothing of value. And then it goes on to say, love is large and incredibly patient. Love is gentle and consistently kind to all. It refuses to be jealous when blessing comes to someone else. Love does not brag or inflate its own importance. Love does not traffic in shame or disrespect, nor selfishly seek its own honor. Love is not quickly irritated or quick to take offense. Love joyfully celebrates honesty and finds no delight in what is wrong. Love is a safe place of shelter, for it never stops believing the best for others. Love never takes failure as defeat, for it never gives up.
So wrap that up into a nice little
Okay,
little
I'm going
package
to
of
to a nice bow, and this is like so important to me that I just love this so much, because our organization is called Death to Life.
Mm.
And we interact with people who are feeling hopeless, feeling suicidal. They're just at the end. And death sounds like a great relief. And as I think through, as I've studied love and like how it's just the center, it's who God is. He is love, and everything he does comes from love. So for us to understand it is so important. And I just think we have a skewed understanding. So, our organization's called Death to Life. And I'm going to propose that love is our goal, love is our purpose. Okay.
Okay.
Right? Love's our purpose.
Right.
One way to think about it is you first. So it's eyeballs out, like looking, scanning for who needs to be seen.
Okay.
Who needs help. The opposite of love is fear, and fear can be described as me first. Love leads to life. Fear leads to death. A life driven by fear leads to misery and death.
Right.
A life led by love leads to life and joy.
Mm.
It really is that serious. So I'm going to tell you, here's what I would sum up. Here's what love is. Okay. Love is patient. So love will always look like this. I want to say this though. Love will always look like this, but just because it's this doesn't mean it's love. And again, that goes back to why you're doing it. You can be patient. Maria's yawning. You can be patient, but it can be not for my sake. You can be kind, but it can be so that you get what you want. That's not love. Okay. But love will always look kind.
But it is love if I want to do it to make you feel good.
That's love.
But I know that I'm going to get something in return.
No, but you're doing it for me.
My intentions are for you too.
If I'm kind to somebody so that I get something in return, it's not love, it's manipulation. If I am kind to someone because I know it's my responsibility to live a loving life I want to be kind to them for their sake, that's love.
I'd much rather have somebody that's thinking right now, oh, okay, then I'm gonna love them. I'm gonna love them like what Carrie said. But I think, you know what? If I do this, I'm going to be blessed too. I'd much rather them say, I'm going to do it than not do it because their heart is in the right place. I think God can use even the littlest of circumstances like that.
The same thing. So
I know. I'm talking to a listener that's
flesh out this point, and then we'll come back around and discuss that.
But it's not as sharp and like you.
What?
I'm talking about our listener that's listening that, is they just came upon this because of the title of the podcast.
Oh, okay.
And they're like,
well, let me just flesh it out. And then I know it's counterintuitive. So I just want you to sit with it. Like, I've had to sit with this because it's not our nature. Our nature is fear. Our nature is me first.
Right.
So, but our purpose is love. So here's what love looks like. So when you're loving, it will always look like these things.
Okay.
For the sake of the other person. Patient. It will be kind. It rejoices with the truth. So love tells the truth, and it also seeks the truth. So we can talk more about that if you're curious, but it protects others. And that includes like protecting their reputations. It trusts. That one can be hard. It hopes and it looks for the best in others. That one's important, huh? It perseveres, keeps going, and it never gives up. Okay. And here's what fear looks like. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So we want to live a life of love. And when we live that way, there's fruit, the feeling of love in our life, which is what you're describing. Here's what fear looks like, you guys. This is how you know when you're living in the opposite of love. This is the opposite of love. Ready? Envy, being jealous of what other people have. Boasting, tooting your own horn, building yourself up. Being proud, putting yourself first. Being rude and dishonoring others. Being self-seeking. That's really the center of it, huh? Easily offended and easily angered.
Have you been on social media?
Keeping a record.
I don't think you've ever been on social media.
Keeping a record of wrongs and holding grudges. And fear, when you've lived a fully like mature life of fear, like you've just nurtured all of those things your whole life, it results in delighting in evil. So actually delighting in harming people.
And the fruit will be, I'm done. I want to end my life.
Right. And I think that is the pathway toward that, is to live a life of fear.
Right.
Or another way to say that is me first. And I think a lot of times when people have been harmed or hurt in their life, they become very fearful and become very me first, because like, well, nobody else is going to take care of me, so I'm going to take care of myself. Nobody else is going to defend me, I'm going to defend myself. And they become very self-centered and self-promoting and self-protecting, and that's fear.
Well, I think a lot of it is it's what you're saying is upside down thinking. It's totally counter to what the world teaches.
Yeah.
I mean, because there are some people. I mean, the world I grew up in. I mean, not many people are going to have your back. I mean, so you have to. If nobody's going to have my back, I'm talking about early on. If nobody's going to have my back, I got to have my back.
Exactly.
And I don't necessarily believe in this God.
Right. Well, that's a great point, is that it does begin, like, to live a life of love where I am not always self-protecting and self-promoting. I have to trust that, like, I'm loved. I am totally loved. And to go back to Reese, like, I do think, like, she knew she was loved. She knew she was loved. And so there was no, like, I got to make sure that you love me. And that's why, I said in the last episode, like, please take time to sit with God and, like, let him love you, and sit in the truth that you are loved. And in trusting that, when you know you're totally loved, you know God has your back, and you don't have to put yourself at the center.
Right.
You can put others at the center. So it really is this. I really do think it is this simple. And you get to choose. Like, you can live that life of fear. You can live that life of being envious, boastful, proud, rude, self-seeking, easily offended, easily angered, holding grudges. You can live that life. It will lead to misery.
It'll lead to death.
It will lead to death. It is the recipe for a miserable life. Or you can live this life, patient, kind, rejoicing with the truth and seeking the truth, protecting others, trusting others, looking for the best in others, persevering, and never giving up.
All right, let me push back a little bit.
Well, here he comes.
Let me give you a little push.
Here he comes.
There's an individual that is listening right now, and I know there is, that's been hurt by a lot of people. And you're telling them that moving forward, I mean, it's to trust people. It's to value people when all the people that they've had in their lives have screwed them, have hurt them.
Well,
How do you go about doing that in a realistic way if you're not living? I mean, Terry and I mean, you're getting the perspective from us in our lives, in a time in our lives right now that we've been married for over 30 years. We're a little older than probably the majority of you. I mean, we've lived life. There were seasons in our lives where we didn't feel much love, where from the people around us, from the people in our sphere of influence. So we understand. We understand. I mean, it's a process. I mean, here we are, in our 50s, and it's a daily process of dying to self and loving others. So those individuals that are listening right now, that you're in a world of, my gosh, my family doesn't even love me, my kids don't love me, I've been hurt by multiple men. We're telling you, because we've been through some stuff, that we do have some legitimacy in what we're saying, but just to take the baby steps, little teeny baby steps. Am I right, Carrie?
Yeah, and I think there's a lot to unpack here. If you have people in your life who have proven to be untrustworthy, then don't trust them. That's not what I'm saying. I love trust, like God is trustworthy,
Right.
and love trusts God. Um, and you can trust people who've proven themselves trustworthy. Love does not keep trusting people who are untrustworthy,
Exactly.
because that's not what's best for them.
Right.
If somebody is harming you,
Do not continue to pursue
if
them.
somebody is abusing you or
Right.
harming you, the most loving thing to do for them is to not allow them to continue harming you.
And it might mean just walking away, leaving.
It's not best for them
Right.
to be an abusive person. So, and if somebody is lying to you and is untrustworthy, it is the most loving thing you can do for them is to tell them the truth that you know they're lying, and to not allow them to keep lying to you. Like, love is not letting everything go and being, oh, it's just happy. That's not love. That's fear. Keeping the peace is fear. It's not love.
Right.
It's keeping the peace for my sake. It's not for their sake. So love can be hard. Love does what's best for the other person, and sometimes that's very hard. But so you asked, what was the question you asked? So if somebody's like, my family's not trustworthy, like, no. I'm not saying trust people who aren't trustworthy. Please don't
Right.
hear that wrong.
We can relate to that big time.
Yeah, but love does what's best for the other person. If that other person is harming people, what's best for them is for you to not enable them to do that. You enabling people to.
And it can mean cut them off in your life.
Well, it might mean that the most loving thing for them is for you to not allow them to keep abusing you and you to walk away.
Right.
But I think this is just, I think it's such a life-changing and simple principle. And I think it has the power to absolutely transform your life if you will do, look up 1 Corinthians 13 and just write it down, like what love is and what love is not. And I would say that's fear. The things that he says, love is not this. Those are examples of fear. And I can tell you how they're all fear, if you want me to. But I wanted to give like an example. I wanted to tell this story that really highlighted a part of this for me. When I was very depressed, after our daughter Reese died, and I was low, depressed, and I started walking, and I will say, I think that is a really good thing for anybody who's struggling with depression. I think getting outside,
physical activity is
and
huge.
like exercise in general, but
Right.
being outside, like if you can get outside, if you can get by water, that would be great. Like even if it's a pool or a stream or whatever, there is something so healing about that. So I started walking, really because it was helping me. It was kind of helping lift depression. And I realized one day, as we've talked about our daughter Reese and how um, her purpose was so clearly seen in love, like loving the person in front of her. Like she fulfilled that purpose. And God showed me what that looks like with somebody who didn't have like a vocation or a big platform. She had such a tiny little circle, but she fulfilled her purpose of just loving us so well, like anybody who came into her sphere. And I thought about like that was her legacy. Her legacy was love. And I thought about I'd read about people saying like keeping their loved one's legacy alive, and I thought I can keep Reese's legacy alive by doing what she did and being the best parts of her and loving the people in front of me. And so when I'd go on my morning walks, I had this thought, I'm going to take Reese with me on these walks. And like, what would she do? She would look each person in the eye and smile at them and say hi. And she would make them feel important. And so I started doing it every morning. And like you were saying, like I started to feel better. Like I was doing it like for them. Like everybody I see needs somebody to like make them feel important. We all need that. Every human needs to feel important.
Yep.
And so I started doing it. I started making these friends in the neighborhood. I'd be like, morning. And even though they had no idea what I was going through, but I could smile, I could share like Reese's love with them, which was God's love. And I started feeling better in fulfilling my purpose of loving them. And then there were these two people in the neighborhood. I'd go out really early in the summer, and we see all the same people every morning. And there were these two women who like would not smile back at me. Like I could not get them to smile. And it was like so weird. How usually when you smile at someone, like they'll smile back.
Right.
And there are these two women every morning I would smile at them and they wouldn't smile at me. And I started to get like annoyed and like offended. Okay, so like this is like fear. This is like fear and self-protection. So I tried to love them. I tried to do something loving for them. But like this self-protection rose in me, like, you're not going to smile at me? And so then I was like annoyed with them, which I'm seeing like, this is not love, Carrie. Like, this is fear. And then I like kind of made it like a goal of mine. Like, I'm going to get them to smile at me. And like, I'd be even more chipper. Like, I'm going to get them to smile. I'm like, I cannot believe she didn't smile at me. And then I would ask myself, Carrie, why are you doing that? Like, is that for their sake or yours? And I realized how quickly it shifted to it was for me because I was offended. And so now I'm going to get them to smile because I am offended. And you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like how fast my motivation shifted. Even it wasn't what I was doing, it was why I was doing it.
Right.
And I'm trying to like, that's what I'm trying to illustrate is like, it was even the same thing. Like I started out doing it for their sake in honor of Reese.
Right.
And it shifted to being for my sake because I let myself like feel offended. Like, how can you not smile at me when I'm like grieving and I'm giving you this? And I was like, oh my gosh, like, and it really is just that simple. Just be like, why am I doing this?
So they start smiling at you?
No, they still don't smile.
They still don't.
They still don't smile. And
Jerks.
it's okay. But like, can I still smile at them for their sake?
Right.
Because I don't know what's going on in them. And can I like still love them anyway? Even this is where the sacrifice comes in. Like, first of all, it's a little offensive. And second of all, it's a little embarrassing to smile and say hi to someone who like won't respond. Like they'll say hello, but they won't like smile. But
Well, another example is when we were visiting our daughter and we went out for lunch. Remember that waiter?
yes, yes,
That
I was thinking of that.
we had a waiter that I so badly wanted to say, "Are you annoyed with us?"
He acted like he was just so annoyed that they had customers.
Yeah.
Like, hello.
What the heck? And I was like 3 seconds away from saying something. And it was just like, man, you know what? Let's just not complain. He probably gets a ton of complaints. And let's just be sweet to him. And it was wild how, and it wasn't like let's just kill this guy with
You
kindness.
were just like, thanks, man. Like, just
Yeah, just
treating him in the way that you would want to be treated. And we're just like super nice to him.
but the bottom line in my
But then
heart,
tell him, and then he came back, and by the end,
he was like, I'm going to give you guys a discount, and
he was like being so
really,
sweet.
really sweet.
And it was like, I don't know what was going on with him.
Yeah, that was the thing. We didn't know. I mean, he could have been going through the loss of a best friend or a family member, or his car broke down or whatever it is. He just had a crappy morning. And when we take our eyes off of ourselves and we look at the people, like what Carrie was talking about, okay, all right, these women, yeah, I struggle with those kind of people, and there are a lot of them.
But that's why it's like, it is a lifelong practice.
It is. It's a life. That's the bottom line. I mean, like I've said, Carrie and I are we're a little bit more than over the hill, and we've been married over 30 years, and it's still a learning process. But everything that Carrie said, is easy peasy to on paper. It looks like, oh my gosh, this is the easiest thing in the world, but it can be the most difficult thing in the world. Loving people that you don't feel deserve to be loved.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have family,
it's hard.
If you have family, dude, trust me. If you're listening to this right now and you're struggling with some family issues or, we get it. We understand.
I would say, God loves us not because of who we are, but because of who he is.
Right.
He loves us because of who he is. And the same is true for you. Like you can love your family and they might not love you back.
Right.
They might not do what's best for you, but you can still love people because that's who you are. And you can fulfill your purpose by being who God created you to be. And he did create you to love people.
Amen.
He created you to love him and to love the people that come. He's presenting you with opportunities all day long. Just pay attention.
That is a perfect way to end this show. Do you have anything else you want to, in closing?
I think
any little nuggets? You got it?
I think we got it.
It took us the part 2 to finally answer all the world's questions.
You get to choose. You get to choose life or death. You get to choose love or fear.
Amen. Guys, we appreciate you listening more than you know. If you're struggling right now and you need somebody to talk to, please reach out to deathtolife.com. Reach out to our website and use our free resources. They're for you. If you know someone that is struggling, be an example of love and share with them our website and share with them how much you care for them. I promise you, the fruit will be, it'll be pretty profound if you do that. So, great job, Carrie. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
We'll catch you.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah, we'll catch you on the next episode.
Let us know what you want us to talk about next.
Yeah.
And give us any feedback. If you really
please
agree or disagree or whatever, we'd love to hear your feedback.
We want to hear it all. Appreciate you guys.
Boom, boom.
Thanks for listening to the From Death to Life podcast. If you're hurting, losing hope, or barely holding on, reach out right now at deathtolife.com. Real people, real conversations, 24/7. And if you believe in what we're doing, partner with us through the Save a Life project. For just $30 a month, you can help sponsor 3 hurting people with life-saving support when they need it most. Visit joinsavealife.com. If you've got a question you'd like for us to answer on the podcast about life, faith, grief, mental health, or anything heavy you're carrying, email us at 411@deathtolife.com. Stay with us. Hope isn't dead. We'll catch you on the next episode of the From Death to Life podcast.
Like stars reborn in shattered glass where dreams are torn. A melody hums a distant call to stand and rise above it all. Pulsing beat takes you higher. The silence breaks. A new dawn awakes. Rise again. Already found where